We're in Rapid City, South Dakota at the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center for the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round of the 2014 Pro Rough Stock President's Cup. Tonight, we crown our champions in bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riding. The livestock is tougher, and the stakes are higher. It's 8 seconds of insanity, and it starts right now. Hi everybody, I'm Justin McKee and welcome to Rapid City. Joining me is the Hall of Famer, Hawkeye Henson, and a PBR finalist, Spud Whitman. And guys, last week was one of the best long rounds I've seen in 2 years of pro rough stock and Hawkeye first and saddle bronc riding. This is the third time this early season that father, Cody Wright, and son, Rusty Wright, will be going head-to-head.
Each has outscored the other one, so it's rubber match time. But I tell you what, today is going to be a little different. Now, Cody, we all know what he can do. He's got a lunatic fringe. Rusty's going to have a lot of trouble overcoming that.
Now, that's a dangerous combination in terms of big points. And Spud, let's talk bull riding. There's a battle brewing there.
Well, I'll tell you, dangerous combinations. John Jacobs and McKinnon Wimberly. Those two, they've been jumping back and forth. It'll be interesting to see. When you look at what they got drawed, it's up in the air.
And in the bareback riding, the big question is this: can Justin McDaniel win his third event in a row? It has never been done. To find out about that story and more, let's go to Kelly Timberman, who's loading the chutes.
Guys, Jesse Davis coming in, winning the Longo, coming the Final Four, has got Hard Times of Southwick. Now this horse I've personally been on is one of the rankest horses going right now down the road. He's got to go after this horse and be aggressive all the way to make a really solid ride. Now coming in, our previous world champion, Justin McDaniels, has got one of my favorite horses that Sutton brought here called Cactus Juice. This is a little buckskin horse that's not going to move very far and going to be kind of back up underneath herself. What this means is she's going to jump out there and stall out in one spot and almost back up as she's kicking. It makes her difficult to make a good spur ride on her because it puts all the pressure on the rider's hips and feet. But I mean, a spectacular horse, probably the pick out of the pen. Then coming into Tyler Scales, man, he's got cocktail slippers of Burch's. Justin McDaniels just won Lexington, Kentucky on this horse. This is a horse that is very hard to get exposure on. She's got a lot of move right out of there. She's got a lot of direction change. She's quick, she's fast. Now there's a spot in a bareback ride called the safety zone down here in the base of the neck. You don't win a lot of money for getting there. A guy that wins on this horse has got to be aggressive and charge for that mane. Money's in the mane. If he goes for that mane, he could be a lot of points. Let's see if he actually goes for it and tries to get first.
So here are how they scored last week to get here, with Jesse Davis on top with that 87.5. He'll be the last to ride. Let's get to it. The first man is Justin McDaniels. We'll see what J-Mac can do on one of Kelly's favorite horses. This is Cactus Juice from Sutton and Wiggins right here. He had an 85 to get in here. He was the winner in Lexington last week and the week before.
Boy, he's been on a roll. It's been unbelievable. And he's going to this one too.
I mean,
wow,
look at this.
This is nice.
I mean, horse is good coming around to the left. Look at the foot action. Both feet are even, really good, Justin, like always.
Boy, this guy has not moved off his rigging this whole season. That's as tight on the rigging as I've ever seen anybody ride after ride.
Well, you know, talking to him earlier on the season, he said, I just want to take command of the lead, and I want to have it all year. And when we get to finals back in Rapid City, I want to be up there where I need to be, and it's rides like this that are going to get him there.
If you don't know how to judge bareback riding, simply who's in control? Is the horse in control, or is the rider in control? That was easy to say. If that was your first ever bareback ride, you know that was a big one. 89 points. Put that with his 85 from last week, 174, and he sets the pace.
Yeah, he got something to gun at now. Let's go to Wolford.
Let's go to Wolford, Belfouche, South Dakota. This guy's fourth in the standings, and you talk about a guy that is so quiet, so unassuming. He just wants to be a cowboy. He has no idea how big a bright light is on him on this tour.
Look at
Wright
this.
Spur from New Frontier Rodeo Company, getting bigger, stronger, jumping higher every jump. Let's go to Kelly Timberman.
We're always trying to stress exposure, good starts, build your ride. Right there is picture perfect what we've been talking about. The only thing he had is a little bit of bobble in the middle. He got to where he was floating his feet. He wasn't quite in contact with that horse's front end when the horse was getting to the ground, and kind of lifted his upper body. All he had to do is get aggressive, bury his chin, and keep going. Made a great ride.
What an effort. He needs a 91.5. He's not going to get anywhere near that. It's still a great score, though. 86 points. That'll put him in the number 2 spot as he continues to let the good times roll in this 2014 season. Now to the number 11 man, Tyler Scales on Cocktail Slipper. J-Mac was 86 in Lexington in the Wrangler Final Four round to win first on this one.
Strong horse. We remember J-Mac, he really worked him over and had a good ride on him at Lexington. Go to circle around the left, and the horse is all there, as they say.
He needs a 91 to take the lead.
He's already in trouble right around there.
Oh, boy. I just hope he don't hang.
Yup. All right.
Oh, that could have turned out bad.
It would have been real ugly. Kelly, take us through it.
Right there's what we talked about, a good solid start. He got it, but at the same time, he tried to hang on a little bit too much, and that horse was able to take his body power and just use it against him. Right there is one of those class acts we talked about, either going for first or not. Kid kind of tried to safety up, got bucked off because of it.
Glad his hand came out when it did.
It looked like it stepped on his foot.
Oh, boy. Right here, now you talking about trouble. He can't get his hand out. He's into his hand. He can't get it out. What do you do?
Well, shouldn't that pop out?
It should have.
Now, that rigging is 10 to 15% smaller than the Cowboys' hand. They're wedged in there. You got to work it back out. Get that thing out of the vice in control. If you get in out of control, you might be there a while. Now to Jesse Davis. He needs an 87.5 to take the win away from Justin McDaniel. Will Justin win his third, or will it go to Power Montana Cowboy? He's got a hard time from Southwick.
I tell you one thing, this horse is a good little horse, changing directions. Hard to make a good smooth ride on all the way, but he fought it out through there pretty well.
He battled it out through there, but when you go back to this Rocky replay, the horse, you know, watch this, blows, kind of hangs, then moves forward. I just don't think Jesse had the horse that he wanted to have to be able to make that good, consistent bareback ride that would get him up there to take on Justin McDaniels where he's at. I don't believe that's going to be the score.
Yeah, actually needs an 86.5, and the numbers coming in 83, another big score. But hey, you've got to have a monster score if you want to win the bareback riding here. And speaking of a monster, we're creating one with J-Mac, Justin McDaniel, 174 on a pair of rides here. He does it, Spud. He wins his third event title in a row.
He's just taking it over and running with it.
Let's find out more from Justin McDaniel and Kelly Timmerman.
Yeah, this is awesome. That was the horse I wanted. She stays real close. This is real electric. The kind of guy can usually make a good ride on.
And guys watching at home, they don't understand how hard it is when a horse is coming away from your hand and bucking and kind of in that off lead to stay square and make that solid ride. You really had to bear down and do things right to finish it.
She wanted to stand me on my right leg as she was coming around to the left, and kind of I got my chin about 5, like I said. So I just had to really tuck my chin and really mash my feet a little harder and gas it, and it works out good. This is a whole new sport, and I'm loving every bit of it.
So congratulations to J-Mac. He gets his third win in a row. Coming up, the Flying Train Express is ready to roll. Can PRS Bucking Bull of the Year derail Jason McLean's title hopes? Find out. Welcome back to the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center in Rapid City. It's stock show time, and now it's time for the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round in bull riding. Here are the matchups.
Some good matchups through here. You look at John Jacobs and what he's got with Schroenberger, Burch Rodeo, McKinnon Wembley, Womanizer, Jason McLean Flying Train. Look for big things right there.
And there's your standings. We're going to begin with Jason McLean of Lewis, Colorado, on that Flying Train award-winning bull.
You know, we've gone 2 years now and seen this bull rode once. 89 points they were on him in Salina, Kansas. This bull, he's normally characteristic, 2 and around to the left. Here we go, around the left. Jason's looking good. We're setting up. Go on, Jason. This is the way it's going. Oh, man, guys.
Blew his hand out.
My, you talk about a big setup and then a lunge forward. Blew his hand out of there like a cork coming out of a champagne bottle.
And you look at it, though. Look how good Jason looked.
Man.
Gosh.
Yeah, he was right there, right ready to go with his ride.
Well, they had an 89 for the first round. As we move now to John Jacobs, the leader this season. Last week was second to Dave Samsel. He turned down the re-ride in Lexington, and he brings in an 87.5. He's got that shroom bruiser. Bull just, he kind of lunges out of there. Not a lot of kick, then he gets into spin, but he's ready for it.
Hey, that's Bull right there, guys.
Did he make it?
It was close. It was close. You know, the thing gets me, look around the corner. He's already on the outside of the curb.
Yep.
Somehow he monkeys around, gets back over there. He floats them bulls so good. Just floats right around there.
That guy can move from left to right and right to left as good as anybody that we've seen on tour this year. 85.5, John Jacobs continues to ride bulls. 173 on a pair. Now, John Young, the National Circuit Champion from Pro Rodeo on Black Shampoo from Burch Rodeo Company. He needs an 86.5 to take the lead.
This would be one he can get there on if he can get around the corner. Oh boy, the bull's changing up, not having the trip that he normally would. Gosh dang, I hate that for John.
30.
Left him draped out there, didn't he?
Yeah,
really strong, hard to ride.
Yeah, the bull's normally long like that and then comes around the left, but just wasn't there today. Boy, that's just plumb ugly. Gosh,
Jumps
I hate
out.
that from him.
Little bull goes right, and instead of going left and nearly got his shafts stepped on and yanked off of him. No score with 1 to go. Here's last year's champion, McKenna Wimberly. He was third in Gillette, missed last week to have a baby. He's on Womanizer. He needs an 89 for the win.
Talked to him earlier. He was excited to have this bull. He said he should fit me, should be fun, and I'm going to tear him up. Boy, he is right there into the mid, round the left. Good golly, just set up there and make you a nice bull ride. Pretty good bull ride right there.
Now, you couldn't have shot him off of there with a 30-06. Yeah, I tell you, great job by the bullfighters.
I don't see any way, though, he's going to be 89 points. If he's 89 points, we got serious problems. Just a nice little bull right there. Looks like a good 84-point bull ride. What'd we come in with?
I think they're sending the numbers in right now, and it is an 86 score for McKinnon Wimberly. Needed an 89 for the win. He's going to finish second to the leader this year. John Jacobs picks up the win. When we come back, Cody Wright goes head-to-head with his son Rusty for the title here in Rapid City. But will an Elsher stand him their way? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Rapid City, South Dakota in the 2014 PRS President's Cup. It's the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round. In the saddle bronc riding, 3 stallions and 4 great riders will go head-to-head. To the chutes we go. Kelly Timberman, tell us more.
Cody Wright is drawn up with Lunatic Fringe. He's been on the horse a few times, always rides him solid. Now his son has the new horse, Stroker's Ace, Rusty Wright, coming out. We don't know how this horse is going to be, but the way that young man rides, you never know. He might just outdo his dad. And then we come in the third spot, Cold Elsher, Chucky Later, seen him go a million times. They've been over 90 points on this horse. This today, the Final Four in the Bronc Ride at Rapid City, is going to be amazing.
It is, and here they are coming in. Cody Wright, he has got a 5-point lead over Spencer Wright, which is Cody's younger brother. So the Wright brothers and 1 Elsher in there as we go to our first rider, Spencer Wright. Here's a 21-year-old college student on Rocky Road from Sutton and Wiggins.
Well, here's another horse I don't know a lot about, but I know Spencer Wright, the Wright boys, they ride really good. He rode good to get himself here, and he's set up good. Boy, this is a nice horse, good way to kick it off here in the Final Four. That's a pretty good ride right there, Hawkeye.
It is. He started out real good. As the ride went on, by the time he got to the fence, it weakened up a little. But on our Rocky replay, weak spur out, didn't set it up good, but he got set down right away. Look at the fast feet going forward. Everything looks good right to this point. Now we're getting him only in the flats.
Well,
Not
that's a
quite
nice
up
little
there
bronc
for
ride,
him.
but I don't think he's going to have enough to run with the rest of the gang here.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
that'd win a lot of stuff, but not here today. 83.5. He'll total 162 on 2 rides. Now to the moment, one of the moments we've been waiting for. 18-year-old Rusty Wright on that big stallion, Stroker's Ace.
Guys, look how big this stud is. Last year they won the futurity deal on him right here in Rapid City at the stock show. Look at the size of that animal, and look at how small Rusty Wright is. Come on, Rusty, kick loose.
All right.
Now we're getting there. Now we're getting there.
gets in time, he quits jerking, it all looks really good. Well, that horse didn't give him a real good shot out of there.
No,
Walked
he's
around the
fouled
gate.
up, kind of wadded up a little bit there, I guess, before he left there, huh?
And he didn't get a spur out, but he made it. Look at this. Look at it. Watch him come on. He whipped his head up. He comes on after the second jump, starts moving those feet, turning those toes out. Big old horse.
I know, he's so big, you turn him sideways, you can use him for the screen at a drive-in movie theater. 85, he'll total 167.5. He's the leader for now. But here's Cole Elsher, face South Dakota on Chuckulator. This is a former Horse of the Year, needs an 86.5.
Horse of the Year, the 2012 Bucking Horse of the Year in the PRS, and boy, this horse can buck. Come on, Cole, kick loose.
Look at that, kind of skipped out of there. He caught up with him right off the bat. This is the kind of ride you want to make on
That's
that
a
horse.
leaderboard change right there, guys, definitely.
All
Was
he
that
needs
something?
is an 86.5, and this is going to be a big score. Big score.
See this skippity hop right here? He got through it perfect, lifted on his rein, caught him before he hit the ground that time. He's in time with him. Oh, it looks
How
nice.
about Chuckulator shaking his head that
He
second or third
did.
jump?
He did. He kind of rung it a little bit, didn't he?
And look at this guy. He was in so much control. He did the old Hawkeye dismount. It's a 90-point ride for Cole Elsher. He takes the lead, 171, and here comes Cody Wright on another world champion horse, Lunatic Fringe from the Burch Rodeo Company.
This is it. Oh, Lunatic does the
What
rare.
a rare out. Ooh, really hard to get out of there. I mean,
Yeah,
get
but
that
Rusty
first.
never missed a beat.
Look
he
at
is
this.
going at this horse, and that horse is bringing everything.
Rusty, it's Cody. You're confused. There's too many rights. This is Cody Wright.
There he is. There's 7 of them. Cody Wright. Cody Wright. Rusty was 87.5, his son, on this horse in Lexington. He needs an 88.5 for the win. Guys, to me, this is the perfect bronc ride.
That is it.
He made a nice bronc ride from the very beginning. That big rear out didn't phase him. That's where the old veteran comes through right here. Look at
That's
this.
when you can add another 4 or 5 points on to an 85-point ride. Yes, that's exactly what happens. 91.5.
Yeah.
Cody Wright is going to be the champion, 175 on 2 rides, and just like the Longo, guys, I feel like I've been riding the bucket horse. This was wild. Let's go to Kelly Timberman, who's catching up with Cody Wright.
All right, Cody, 91 points on Lunatic Fringe. I don't know how many times you've been on him, but tonight was probably the best I've ever seen you riding.
You know what, I think it is, and that horse is, I know everybody says he's a hopper, but for some reason that horse is one of the hardest horses for me to ride good. I don't know what it is about that horse, and I've never had him rear out, so big. I've seen him having a nice rear out of there, but I was a little surprised with the big rear out that he had, and it's all good.
It's always fun when you got world champion of the world in the bronc ride and match up the world champion saddle bronc horse. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. That's a great horse.
More to come from here in Rapid City. We'll update our season leaders and name our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight and John Deere Big Buck of the Night winners. Back now in Rapid City, South Dakota to wrap up an incredible 2014 Pro Rough Stock President's Cup in Rapid City, known as the City of Presidents. It is home to world-famous Mount Rushmore with George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. If you've never been to see it, I would highly recommend the experience. Within the city limits, Rapid City also honors our nation's chief executives with life-size bronze statues on several street corners downtown. The City of Presidents project began in 2000 to honor the legacy of the American presidency. Each of the sculptures is privately funded, and to date, 6 sculptors have contributed their artistry to the project. So here are the season updated leaders after Rapid City. In bareback riding, Justin McDaniels continues to dominate.
Boy, just running off with things, it's great to see Justin McDaniels keeping that momentum. Everything that's happened from last year, there's a reason he's a world champ.
And Eric Wolford holding on to that number 2 spot as we talk about bull riding. John Jacobs Jingleheimer Smith is leading McKinnon Wimberley.
I think that'll be a battle all year long. That looks great, but I wouldn't count Dave Samsel out. I found out that he is okay. Took a pretty good shot to the hip, but There's a pretty good battle going on right there.
And talk about a battle. It's the battle in the saddle bronc riding. Rusty Wright has moved to the #1 spot, Hawkeye.
He sure has, and I tell you what, J.J. Elsher's going to have to come on. This Rusty Wright is wanting to win, and it's going to be hard to beat him.
So the Elshers and the Wrights are becoming the Hatfields and McCoys on the Pro Rough Stock Series. Our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance highlight of the night, Cole Elsher with a 90 on Chuckulator.
What a ride. I mean, you look at all these bronc rides here, these last two especially, you can't fault anything. That's just unbelievable. It's like picking hairs. I'd have hated to try to judge that one.
Nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. And our John Deere Big Buck of the night, which goes to our top performing animal. Spud, who do we have?
Well, it's no doubt. Look at the big rear out. Here we go, Lunatic, Fringe, and Cody Wright. This is magnificent. What a pretty bronc ride. And I love the way Cody Wright was talking with Kelly about he always has troubles with him. Well, I'd hate to see him when he rides one right, 'cause that looked pretty good to
It
me.
didn't look like no trouble to me either.
Cody Wright has all the right moves here on the Burch stud, who lives up to his name, Lunatic Fringe. Big Buck of the night is sponsored by John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer. Plan now to join us in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota for the 2014 Pro Rough Stock World Finals, November 14th and 15th in Rapid City. Tickets for the event will be on sale soon. Be watching for details at ProRoughStock.com or connect with us on Facebook. Next week, we return to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Western Virginia with the Roanoke Challenge. For Kelly Timberman, Hawkeye Henson, and Spud Whitman, I'm Justin McKee. Can't wait to do it again next week.